knowing how to handle emotions when they're not ideal, that is a confidence builder. That is empowering. If you can go into any situation, know, like, you know what? I'm pretty in charge of me, but if I do get riled up, if I do get triggered, I can fix that. I'm not at the mercy of whims. I'm not at the mercy of my mood. My emotions do not rule me. I'm in charge of me. I will manage me. And if I need to express something, get it out. And oftentimes our thoughts and frustrations can flow through us and out an arm and out the fingers and out onto the page. And then you're free of them. You're not still trying to carry them with you and having them weigh you down. We're doing a little something different and unique this evening in the Color Me Beautiful Challenge. See, it's nice to pretend that life is always beautiful and colorful and pleasant. And sometimes we just run up against things that are not beautiful and all of those kinds of things. We have to acknowledge that those are there and they're part of our experience of life, and they help us have contrast, right? So that we can appreciate the awesome and the beautiful. But I've been working at my desk, excited, looking at the clock, like, is it time? No, an hour. Is it time? No, 20 minutes. And then I worked right past the start time of when I was supposed to be with you. So I was a little bit like frustrated about that. And I've noticed that one of the more popular posts and coloring pages to share is the one about feeling prickly and still having beauty. So it's like, I know those other emotions are there as much as we want to affirm all the good ones and focus on those and keep like realigning to positivity and all that good stuff. But sometimes it's like, oh, I just had to deal with some stuff. And so today I have actually a kind of a therapeutic coloring technique. It's one we haven't done yet. And so I'm like, oh, today's the perfect day to do it. And I've chosen the Morning Glory page. If you have a yard or if you're familiar in the garden with morning glories at all, it's like they come up. Volunteer is the technical gardening term, and they have this crazy root system, and they no matter how much you pluck them out and try to get the roots, they just seem to keep appearing, and they're a weed if we don't want them there, right? And so I just remember incessantly pulling morning glories in my family garden with my grandma, and it was just like, that's what you do. You got to get out and pull the weeds. And I'm like, oh. So I didn't love that part. So I'm like, oh, the morning glory is great to represent unexpected challenges. And while those are there, you are able to handle them with poise and grace. And that is our affirmation today. If unexpected challenges arise, I handle them with poise and grace. And yeah, sometimes life is not going to go the way that we want. And we still get to let our character be determined by us and not by external circumstances or people or whatever. So the coloring technique that I wanted to share is, we don't have special, colorful, awesome things. We have like what you would find. This is my, it's sparkly, but it's like my pen holder with all kinds of random stuff. And I actually, don't laugh, I actually have another one for like kind of miscellaneous, and it's also sparkly. Let's get my nail file and my lip gloss, which I'm like, I'm just with my people, so I don't need special lip stuff tonight. So I hope you just love me as I am, because I love you as you are. And so I have these at my disposal, and I just picked like 3 random out of, like, these are things that you would carry in your purse that you would just use to deal with during the ordinary day. If you were encountering maybe a frustration or an unseen obstacle, this is what you have. You don't necessarily always have your coloring pencils and your gel pens and all those things. So I'm like, this is perfect. So we're going to take, so the different thing that we're going to do tonight is, not only are we going to not use traditional coloring tools, we're also not going to use our traditional coloring hand. It's going to be fun. I told you it'd be fun. So if you are right-handed, as I am, I challenge you to use your left hand tonight instead for coloring. And if you're a lefty, I challenge you to I challenge you to use your right hand. So whatever you normally do, I want it to feel like super extra awkward. And you can pick a black or brown or purple or red. I've got like funky, crunchy, like dissonant colors. Instead of pretty florals and soft pastels, it's like, no, sometimes life just kind of smacks at you. Or even if you just get like disappointed, like you have an expectation that doesn't get met, like I was really expecting to start on time with you and I'm a couple minutes behind, not terrible, but I'm just like, gosh darn it, I really was going to nail that and just do it right. And so this is what I get to do. I get to share this technique with you and I get to put a little extra energy and share with you that I also am human. So take in your non-dominant hand and you can start to color, and it's probably going to be not super cute, and that's okay because, you know, we're showing up anyway, even if we are not at our best. And so you can use this as actually kind of a scribbling type of a technique, which I learned from a very wise friend who is also a coach. About like, sometimes it's just about the act of expressing yourself and not about what you're creating in the process. Sometimes you just have to let energy flow so it can flow on out if it's stuck or frustration energy. So I'm not even actually resting my hand on the page because it's so weird with my left hand. And then the other metaphor here, okay, and look, all right, it's super fitting that my pen is also, look at that, my pen ran out, okay. This is hilarious to me because if you know about energy, frequency, and vibration, it's like sometimes if you get frustrated, then you enter in this lower vibe space and other stuff weirdly, I know, kind of seems like unexplained if you don't understand much about energy, but like other stuff starts to break and go wrong. Like literally my dryer, like my washing machine and dryer, my dryer like died like within the last hour. And so I'm like, oh, this is a perfect day to do some scribbling, to do some like, what up? I'm just gonna like, I would much rather, look at this. I'm literally, yeah, okay, there's a little bit left. But it's much better to get your frustration out. Even if your coloring book is normally a place of calm for you and a solace and like a reprieve and a rest, like sometimes you don't want to dump negativity on your friends or people you love, and you certainly don't want to blow up, and you certainly don't want to leave it all inside. Like I imagine negative emotions inside like rattling around, kind of almost like a heavy metal pinball. You know how like if you're playing pinball and you have the paddles and they're like ding ding ding, you know, and then the ball like shoots all around. I just imagine it's kind of like that, but like it causes damage when these negative emotions, they're heavy and they're bouncing all around, and there's kind of like a wrecking ball is like the image that I have in my head. And so my point is, I don't want those negative emotions rattling around inside of you, causing damage in your body, because we actually know scientifically that negative emotions and low vibrations do actually cause illness and disease in the body, and conversely, positive and high vibrations in sound therapy can cause healing or trigger healing in the body. So those are interesting to note. Okay, I think I've done a good job with this one flower, and that's kind of the end of my ink. So a fond farewell to our black pen who has served us faithfully. Thank you and adieu. And what shall we do still with our left hand? I know by now you're like, okay, that's enough with the left hand. Let's go to the right hand. But wait, because sometimes to find solutions, to get through, break through to the next level, we have to do things a different way. We have to get uncomfortable. We have to do things in a way that we haven't thought was okay or normal or realistic or possible even sometimes. Einstein says the thinking that got us here cannot solve the problems that it got created. That's a very loose paraphrase, but the idea is new thinking is required to solve problems at each level, because the thinking that created the problems cannot be the thinking that solves problems. I do not know how you lefties do it. I feel like my poor little arm is just getting tired. Like it's getting no rest, because like I feel like I'm out of the way if I hold it in my right hand, mine dominant hand, and my hand kind of gets a break because I rested on the paper, but I'm not feeling the rest. But I suppose it's a skill I could develop if I wanted to. People all the time, you know, like if you have an injury or break your arm or whatever, then they learn pretty quick skills of using their non-dominant side. And I just have to also point out the beauty in what, I mean, I just gave myself a freedom of like, I really do not care what this design looks like. It's not about like being a great artist tonight. It's more about self-expression, about sharing a message with you, about it's okay to be frustrated sometimes when things don't turn out as you imagine. But I really do, let me give you a little close-up because it's turning out, it's got a beauty of its own, doesn't it? Even though it's chaotic, even though it feels undisciplined, it feels like new, right? Like not mastery, but it's kind of cool still. There's things I like about it. All right, well, shall we move on? All right, so thank you for being with me and allowing me to share these viewpoints that are on my heart and help you maybe see a new perspective. Look at, I can't even like show you my coloring. It's so awkward. Okay, I'm leaning on my elbow here. I don't know if you can see, that's my elbow. Okay. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out how I don't know how you lefties do it. Props to the lefties out there. But anyway, thank you for letting me see, because I'm in a much better mood already. Just between the coloring, self-expression, and also, if you're tuning in, you're probably not talking out your frustration if you're just here with me participating. But I get the benefit of talking through this frustration. And so this act of expressing, it's like expressing a sponge, like squeezing a sponge, and you express what was being held there. And then that creates fresh and new space to hold more new, relevant, fresh things in our lives. Oh my goodness, this is so interesting. This is very much not what I typically color, and that is okay. Ooh, it's so pretty. And even my testing of my pen, it made a little figure 8 there. That's kind of cool. We're definitely not going for perfect tonight. But we're going for something good and meaningful. And so luckily I do also have a backup black pen. Oh, I have a brown. I forgot about my brown pen. See, if unexpected challenges arise, I choose, you can insert choose, I choose to handle them with poise and grace. And as an example, unexpected challenge, pen running out, expectations not being met for other things in my own personal life. And yet it did turn into a work of beauty. And it's actually, I will look back at this picture and remember our time together, and that it felt better at the end after I used my therapeutic coloring process. And, you know, I will also let you know, in case this didn't occur to you just organically, knowing how to handle your emotions, knowing what to do with yourself so that you don't blow up, so that you don't damage relationships or damage stuff around you, throw things, knowing how to handle emotions when they're not ideal, that is a confidence builder. That is empowering. If you can go into any situation, know, like, you know what, I'm pretty in charge of me, but if I do get riled up, if I do get triggered, I can fix that. I'm not at the mercy of whims. I'm not at the mercy of my mood. My emotions do not rule me. I'm in charge of me. I will manage me. And if I need to express something, get it out. And let me just show you this page. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. It didn't come through, but the page is a little bit warped. I don't know if you can see that the page is just, there we go. You can see it's a little warped. I mean, I was really just letting some aggression come through my body, through my hand. Oftentimes our thoughts and frustrations can flow through us and out an arm and out the fingers and out onto the page. And then you're free of them. You're not still trying to carry them with you and having them weigh you down, which oftentimes that metaphor can translate into heaviness in the body. We don't need to carry around all these heavy burdens and undealt with emotions. We just get to like experience them, realize they're appropriate, they served a purpose. Inhale, exhale, however many times you need. And then you can leave it all on the field, they say. Got some football metaphors because I got my son doing football. But leave it all on the paper. Just let it out however you do. Maybe you sing, maybe you cry, maybe you wail, maybe you scream. Hopefully you could do that on your own without causing alarm to people around you that care about you. But whatever way, there's all kinds of artistic ways to express yourself and to just let all of those things flow and go out of you so that you then become a person with plenty of space to receive more beauty, more abundance, more joy, more health, more wealth, more love, all of the good things. We want to express out, squeeze out the negativity and the hard emotions and just let them go either onto the paper. Sometimes I like to do a visualization where I inhale and when I exhale, I just imagine maybe gray fog or dust or something, and I'm just exhaling all the negative, all the heavy, all the toxins, all the debris, all the chaos, and I just exhale it, and it just evaporates up into the air. The air is self-cleaning from all the trees, or you can send it up to light or your higher power, however you like to feel that it is leaving you heaviness, negativity, hard emotions, sadness, all those things, disappointment. They leave you and they go somewhere else, but in a way that they do not cause harm. They just heal. So there's a cycle of life. When we exhale carbon dioxide, the trees inhale it right there. The whole world is already designed for us to be healthy and happy and to let go of what we are done with and to be able to receive what we need next, whether it's air or water or food or sunshine or whatever it is. You are loved. Even when things don't seem like they are going the way they should, you are still loved. And if you trust and know in your heart, and if you don't know, if you just like hope and believe, just hope and believe if you can, that everything, and just like have that faith and trust that everything happening is for your highest good, and it makes it a little bit easier along the way. All right. Thank you for joining me. It's been a special evening. I'm super interested to know how you did with your non-dominant hand, if you tried that, and what that experience was for you and what that might have opened up for you, passageways, doing something uncomfortable, doing something new, doing something imperfectly, right? And just letting things flow as they're meant to flow. All right. So good to be with you. I love you. You are infinite. I'll see you next time.